when the snow was coming in from the lake and the winds. Everybody was good and cold and really feeling alive. And I realized for me, this is the perfect place for inspiration, because there's sort of three things that come together, like a stool with three perfect legs, or three things that come right together here for me. And one is that lake, right? We look out at that lake, and that's not us, right? We can sail boats on it, ship on it, you know, we gotta be careful not to pollute it too much. But that is not us. That's other. That's something else, right? It's kind of like the divine, it's awe. And then you turn around and you look at the woods, right? And that's company in a way, right? Like it's fellow critters trying to get by, and plants, you know, taking the sun and trying to get by, and we're trying to get by, and that feels intimate. So you got awe on the one hand out on the lake, and kind of intimate connection to the world on the other. And then you turn and you look at this little handful of lights. It's Marquette, the little lights of town, right? Which is where I came up with the title. And that's love, right? That's all of us. That's society. Those are where the stories are, right? So for me, this place is really inspiring, partly because of personal history. You know, you can walk by a house and say, that's where I got my first kiss, right? You walk by a street light and go, that's where I, you know, was walking by when I had my first breakup. But it's also this relationship between these two things, the human in the little lights of town, and then the company of nature, you know, fellow creatures, and then awe, the other, if you want to call it the divine. And so for me, the process is kind of walking through those things. I'll walk the trails, stop in at a coffee shop, take my car, drive the Big Bay Road. That's kind of where I just find, like the apples that come off the trees out at folks' camp around here in the fall. Place is abundant for me. Yeah,
I mean, I thought the UP is fairly big in my opinion. I feel like there's a lot of places you can go to and experience a lot of different things. Is that where you got the title of Pine from to name one of your books? I mean, I thought the UP is really known for its nature. You know, you got Lake Superior, got a lot of wooded areas. I mean, you know, deer hunting is a big thing out here. So is that something that kind of inspired that title for that book?
Yeah, you're right about that, John. I mean, it's this big place, and I think that's what, it's so well balanced here, right? I think it's what keeps people like me coming back who are from here, and it's what attracts other people to here, right? We gotta be a little careful, right? But it's so well balanced, this place, in that you can go be alone like that, or you can go and you can find camaraderie, you can find connection, you can find love. But yeah, so Pine for me is kind of three things. One, I've done a lot of building. I built some log houses and log cabins with folks, and some woodwork. And so it's actually the wood, right? It's the wood that the loggers out here go and, you know, they harvest, and it gets milled and turn it into lumber. And the smells and all that's associated with pine, and the way a cabin or camps around here will have old pine in it. And then it's the tree, right? It is the tree. You go out, and here we've got the white pines, those beautiful big white pines on the shore that get shaped by the wind. We've got the red pines. But then it's also that verb, right? Remember that verb, to pine?
Yeah.
Oh, he's pining away for her. Or somebody has died and they're pining for them. And there's a fair amount of grief in my work. You know, it's a definite way that I work is working through elegies, working through loss. And so those kind of three things, the company of nature in the tree, getting out and actually engaging with it in the wood, and then some grief and some sorrow.
Yeah. Well, I love to hear your perspective as an artist. I don't know if I call myself an artist, but to hear the way that somebody else's creative brain works is just fascinating, and I love the way yours is. So I'll definitely have to give your stories a read. And it's not, you mentioned the balance of the UP and Marquette specifically with the lake, the woods, the city. Not every place has that kind of a balance, especially with a big lake like that. So I can see why you keep coming back, you know? I do too.
Yeah. It's really useful. I mean, and I'm not alone in this, right? And I think we all have that creativity in us where we go down to the lake and we talk to it maybe, right? Some people have a real active prayer life, right? Where they have this sort of connection to their life through prayer. And I think poetry is a lot like that, right? You put into language your life and you kind of answer back to creation. and the lake is certainly, I mean, it talks back to us, that's for darn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thrilled that we were able to get that image on of the waves. That's out actually looking from Black Rocks along the side of Presque Isle on a really raucous day when my wife was photographing the waves, as she does a lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, I thought it looked familiar as well, but I'm like, that could be anywhere though, you know? So I'm like, maybe I don't want to make an assumption.
Yeah.
But now that you mentioned Black Rocks, I'm like, there you go. Okay,
Yeah,
well, okay, I kind of got the reference as well. So I also like how you mentioned like the UP has different elements. You know, I like to mention the weather as well. I feel like there's not a lot of places that have weather like the UP where it's like snowing in May and June still. So it's very interesting from an outsider like myself looking into somebody like you who has been here for your entire life. But Jonathan, I am curious to get a deeper look into your book and have you read us a couple of pages from your books as well that you'll be reading tonight at the Peter White Public Library. So guys, Jonathan is going to do us a favor, give us a little tease of what we can or what you can expect tonight if you were to go to the event. So stay with us. We'll be back in 3 minutes. Stay with us.